Right, we are back with some quick math. This is grade 11. This is term 1. Although every exam that you're going to write is going to start with a question like this. In fact, this is also grade 12 question 1 for the majority of it. So share the content with anyone doing grade 11. I think I'm going to share this with my grade 12s as well, because again, in grade 12, you're going to have the same question 1. Right, the first question, 1.1.1, let's deal with that quickly. And that's 3x in your bracket over here. So it's multiplied by minus 2x. And this is equated to 0. So the important part over here is that it's equal to 0. If it was not equal to 0, then you'll deal with it slightly differently. Maybe I should start by telling you the mistake. Okay, so the mistake that a lot of the learners make, and that a lot of you have made, is you try to multiply this in. And once you multiply this in, you maybe get like 6x minus 3x squared equals something. And then the learners, right, the learners go and then they go factorize this, and they factorize it wrong, and then they don't end up with this. If you factorize it correctly, you go right back to where you started. So what am I saying? The first thing that I'm saying is don't multiply out. Don't multiply out. The only time you will multiply out is if this is not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then don't multiply out. What? You have something that is multiplying with something else. And as soon as you have two things multiplying and their product is 0, you take the 1 and you equate it to 0. You take the other one and you equate it to 0. Right, and now you solve for x in these. So you divide this by 3 and x is equal to 0. Or, so you're going to say or there, and let's add x on both sides here. So 2 will equal to x. That's fine like that. We like x on our left hand side, so we'll just say x is equal to 2. Right, so for this question, really, it's a question you can just look at it and know the answer. Right, 1.1.2, and again, you're always going to have a question like this in your question 1. Generally, when you see a question like this, there'll be a note next to it which tells you round off your answer to 2 decimal places or something to that effect. And basically what they're telling you when they do that is they're telling you that you have to answer this by use of the formula. Okay, so this question, we are always testing the quadratic formula. So, okay, we should know our quadratic formula off by heart at this point, and that formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Right, let's just go write down the question so we have it with us. 2x squared plus 2x squared plus 4x, and was that a minus 3? Minus 3, and just write that again. This is equal to 0. Again, this needs to be equal to 0. So this form that we have over here, it's called standard form. What is standard form? Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is standard form. So in order to use our quadratic equation, our quadratic formula rather, you need it in standard form. So here you can see that this is your a value. This is your b value. And this is your c value. Okay, so make sure it is in descending powers of x. X squared, x, and then your constant. Right? And then also know, and this is something that you should know from, well, I guess being a junior, the sign in front of the number goes with the number. So if that is a negative in front of the 3, it is minus 3 as your c value. It's not just 3, it is the minus 3. So the next thing let's do is let's go do our substitution. So minus the b value is a 4 plus minus square root the b, so that's going to be 4 squared minus 4, that comes from the formula. The a is our 2, and again the c is that negative 3. All of this gets divided by 2, and again the a value was 2. Right, so I'm going to take a second. I'm going to go plug all of this into my calculator. Right, and my calculator says, and remember the question said round off to 2 decimal places. So don't leave the third form. I think a couple of you left the third form. Don't leave the third form. I need the decimal form. So you're going to say 0.58. And then your other solution. So, or, I'm just running out of space here, but I would prefer that you say x. Right. X equals, or x equals, my second solution is minus 2.58. Right. So again, what did we test in this question? The ability that you have to use your quadratic formula. What do you need to know? It must be in standard form. Standard form is descending powers of x. And always remember, the sign in front of the number goes with the number. We'll cut this video here, and in the next video, we'll continue with question 1.